So I'm going on a workshop for the first time, and it's an anesthesiology workshop. It's hosted by MMC, and I have no idea on what to pack because it's my first workshop. So I probably thought I'll bring a pouch with pen and pencils and maybe my apron folded up and a notebook. I think they'll give us the kits for noting down and things over there, seeing what people in the morning workshop got. So, anyways, this is my vlog for the MMC workshop, and I hope you enjoy tagging along. Yes, you're right. I actually did swallow an elephant before doing the intro. So, hey, isn't that places where we can never be? I mean, I can never be because it's not very often that we get a medical college which has a really futuristic building and it's been maximized to its architectural potential. So, look at the beauty, mate. Yes, so I am on the way to the college. That's me sitting in the car, not talking. Oh my god. There's no way I thought I looked cool doing that. Anyway, so I reached the college after fighting with Google Maps for like the entire ride and figuring out which way is the shortest.
മാപ്പ് നോക്കില്ല
നേരെ പോണം.
നേരെ രണ്ട് സൈഡോട് റൈറ്റ് ഓർ ലെഫ്റ്റ്
Yes, that. And we are never going to talk about that again. Again. So, yes, we made it to the rooms where anesthesia workshop was supposed to be held. It was dark, and since I was one of the first few people to arrive there and it was lonely, they were kind enough to give me a cup of tea, which I am grateful to this day. Going on, we had lunch. They gave us lunch. And not gonna like sambar sadam was not the most sambar sadam I've ever had, but I really like the Thai sadam and chapati nonetheless. So I can forgive the sambar sadam. And after that, we made ourselves comfortable in the room and we were given a quick introduction on what anesthesia was and what to expect. And after doing the pre test, we were split into groups and we were led on to individual workstations. And from now on, I'll be putting a montage because um, for also material support, they gave us a PDF beforehand so we can kind of be prepared on what we are going to learn. So, first up was peripheral nerve block, and this is easily my most favorite workstation out of the entire workshop because this was my first time I had to handle needles in a professional setting, and this was also the first time I was working with an ultrasound. So, looking at nerves, guiding with an ultrasound, and also putting the needle at the same time was an exhilarating experience. And to top that, I also saw the carotid artery pulsating and also the brachial plexus on a real human being. So that was great on ultrasound, by the way, not like not on a human being, but on ultrasound. So that was an amazing experience. So moving on, the workstation 2. This is also one of my favorite workstation there because this also involved working with needles, but this time it was different. You had to give a spinal block where they told you how to like insert the needle, how to insert the needle, and which vertebral level you'll have to insert a needle, and what are the most common indications and contraindications where they use this, and we had to perform all this on a dummy. Okay, so um, it had they emulated CSF coming out when you insert the needle in the subarachnoid space. That was so cool to be able to do that. And I'm also surprised to the levels the mannequins have come up to be able to emulate any real human scenarios. Moving on with all the other workshop that I attended. Third up was cannulation. You had to know the parts of a cannula, how the cannula is inserted, and looking at the backflow of blood and the angulations and stuff and what it is commonly used for. That was pretty fun because it also had to work with needles, and everything that I've said so far was hands on. So you got your shot at doing it, and it was pretty fun. So, and it's also not on a real human being. It was also on a dummy, and that dummy also emulated the scenario of human beings pretty well, I suppose. I guess I'll learn more about it. I guess we'll know the reality in second year. So going on, the next workstation was arterial blood gas. It was saturated with physiology. Everything which you learned in physiology and biochemistry was rethought. And you also had a demonstration there where you had to put the needle intraosseously. And the next workstation was probably what I never thought I'd ever get to say. It's like a bone. The next workstation was what fascinated me the most. It was central venous catheterization, and what shocked me was how the dummy was able to emulate real life scenario. I'm not sure if that's the most accurate real life representation, but to me it seemed pretty real because you had to feel the carotid pulsation, and the dummy had quite a strong pulse. You could feel it, and you can locate the place where you're supposed to insert the needle in the jugular vein. So I was pretty stunned seeing that, and you had to, that was hands on, so you had to try it on by yourself, and took a lot of time for us to take turns and try it out one by one. So yeah, that's where most of the time was spent. And then next one was more theoretical, where you had to learn about the anesthesia monitor, the machine, and what are all the specifications which are shown in the machines. And finally, at the end of the day, we had fiber optic bronchoscope demonstration, where they introduced us to this new technology where you insert fiber optic and you see what's inside the throat. You go through the trachea, you see the vocal cords, all that on a dummy, not on a real human being. And um, you also had to do airway management, basic airway management. So that was how my entire workshop went. And the one thing which I hope that you guys get out of this workshop experience is that don't hesitate to go for workshop if you're especially if you're a first year medical student, because you might think it might be very irrelevant for you. For example, because these are all big names and you have no knowledge about medicine, and you see an anesthesia workshop, surgery workshop, and you haven't even seen a real surgery yet. So you might think these are all big names, and you might second out to on to go or not. And I took the risk. I went to an anesthesia workshop, and the mentors and the people who guided us were top notch, man. They broke the concepts down to a grassroots level, and then they built it up to the level which is to be understood, the concepts, and that was quite fascinating. And I think all these type of experiences you'll only get through workshops, and it's also a cool way to learn the concept for the first time rather than reading it off straight from the book. Because when it was like I wasn't even done through 25% of the syllabus in first year MBBS. So everything was fairly new to me. And when I came to the concept in the book later on, it was so refreshing to read, because I knew where this was used for and how exactly it was used for. So it was much more easier for me to read the concepts than straight up reading the book, having no idea what's going on in real life. So that's why I suggest that you guys go for workshops. I just got over with my workshop and now I'm walking towards my metro station. It was hella late, dog. Wait, let me find if there's another entrance, or I'll just use the elevator, never mind. Street concourse, yeah. I know it's too late to be posting about an event which happened decades ago, but yeah, my bad. I took really long time to like piece it all together and bring the final product out. So pretend this happened yesterday and enjoy. So that was all this video is about, and see you guys later on the conference video. Man, voice recording is so fun. I had so much fun doing voiceovers, and I think I should do this more. This is so much better than finding the perfect situation to film. This is so much easier. So yeah, you expect more of this, and until then, ciao.